Laws help keep society running smoothly, but every now and then you come across one that makes you stop and ask, why does this even exist? From bizarre animal rights laws to strange historical rules that are still enforced today, these are the top 10 craziest laws you won't believe exist. Stick around until the end, because number 1 might just change the way you text forever. Switzerland takes animal welfare very seriously, and one of the most unique ways they show it is by making it illegal to own a single guinea pig. Why? Because guinea pigs are highly social creatures that can suffer from loneliness and depression if they don't have a companion. And the Swiss government decided that keeping just one guinea pig is a form of animal cruelty. But what happens if one of your guinea pigs dies? Well, believe it or not, there are services that allow you to rent a guinea pig to keep your remaining pet company until you decide to get another permanent companion. It's a cute law with a serious message. No guinea pig should ever be lonely. In Russia, if your car is too dirty, you could get fined. The law originally came about to prevent mud and grime from covering license plates, making them unreadable. But over time, the rule has been applied more broadly, and police in cities like Moscow have fined people simply for having a dusty car. While the actual amount of the fine isn't huge, it's enough to make sure car owners think twice before skipping a car wash. So if you ever find yourself driving through Russia, keep a bucket and sponge handy. Planning a stylish trip to Greece, you might want to leave the high heels at home, at least if you're visiting historical sites like the Acropolis. The Greek government passed this law to protect ancient ruins from unnecessary wear and tear. The sharp points of high heels can actually chip away at the furthest with the fragile stones over time. The rule applies to many ancient landmarks across the country. So, if you're exploring Greece's past, it's best to do it in sneakers or flats. Of all the laws in Alaska, this one makes you wonder who exactly tried this before it had to be banned. It's officially illegal to wake up a sleeping bear just to take a photo. Now, common sense should tell you that disturbing a hibernating bear is a terrible idea, but apparently it's happened enough times that the state needed to step in. So, if you ever find yourself in the Alaskan wilderness, just let the bears sleep. You'll live longer that way. Singapore is known for being one of the cleanest cities in the world, and one of the strictest laws keeping it that way is its ban on chewing gum. That's right. You cannot buy or sell gum in Singapore, and bringing it into the country can result in heavy fines. This law was introduced in 1992 after authorities got tired of people sticking gum on public transportation doors and sidewalks. There are some exceptions. Nicotine gum is allowed for those with a prescription, but for most people, gum is completely off limits. If you're visiting Singapore, be sure to check your pockets before you land. This might be one of the strangest marriage-related laws in the U.S. In Vermont, if you need dentures, you technically need permission from your spouse to get them. While this law is rarely enforced today, it's still on the books as an outdated regulation from a time when married couples had legal control over each other's medical decisions. If you ever visit Vermont and need new teeth, maybe check with your spouse first, just to be safe. In the towns of Sarparanx and Cugnot, it is illegal to die unless you already own a burial plot. This law was introduced because the cemeteries in these towns were completely full, and local authorities had no room for more burials. As ridiculous as it sounds, anyone who passes away without having a reserved grave is technically breaking the law. Of course, enforcing this rule might be a little tricky. If you live in Colorado, your porch is not the place for old furniture. Why? Because the state has a law banning porch couches after too many were set on fire during college celebrations. The University of Colorado in particular had a history of wild parties where students would burn furniture, causing a public safety hazard. To crack down on the problem, the state decided to ban porch couches altogether. If you're a college student in Colorado, better stick to patio chairs. Scotland has some strict drinking laws, but one of the strangest is this. It is illegal to be drunk while in charge of a cow. This law dates back to the 1800s and is still technically in effect. It was originally meant to prevent people from drinking and leading cattle into dangerous situations, like onto train tracks or into public squares. It also applies to horses and steam engines, making it one of the most bizarre drinking restrictions in the world. So if you ever visit Scotland, be careful. Your cow-related activities might be more regulated than you think. Think twice before using foul language in the United Arab Emirates. It could cost you a fine, jail time, or even deportation. The UAE has some of the strictest public decency laws in the world, and this includes banning swearing in person and over text. Even using emojis that could be interpreted as offensive can get you into legal trouble. Visitors and residents alike need to be extremely careful with their words, because in the UAE, bad language isn't just rude, it's illegal. And there you have it. 10 of the craziest laws from around the world. Which one surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. Until next time, stay out of trouble, especially if you want a cow in Scotland.